Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian from USA.Patriot.Cards, and today I want to do a quick video about the biggest trade I've ever made. At least the biggest trade I've ever made through the mail. And it involves this very polarizing, very amazing Donald Trump flawless 1 of 1 with 38 gems. Blue, sapphire for the blue part of the flag, red, rubies, and then diamonds, and every other white and red stripe there in the flag. Of course, he's holding a bat, looking back down at the deep staters he just pummeled, and it is a 1 of 1. The story about this quickly, I saw this get pulled live. It was in a 2020 flawless baseball break on Firehand Cards, and it happened in December of 2020, right around when the product was released. Actually, I think it was the first random case break that Firehand had done.
That's insane. Wow. I don't know how else to do this. This is going to have to go to a random draw amongst all the spots. DJT, American flag Uno de Uno. Definitely one of the most interesting cards I've hit this year. Probably the most polarizing. How many diamonds are on that thing? A lot. I'm actually going to take a moment to count them here. It shouldn't take too long. 3, 5, 10, 13, 19, 25. There's 38 gems on this thing. Yeah, I would have thought maybe 50, but it's 30. 38. Wow, that's definitely a very interesting hit. I wonder if they did any other presidents in this stuff. Yeah, it's definitely huge. Not huge, huge. Gotta spell it with a Y. It is the greatest card ever pulled by Firehand Cards. That sounded more like a Boston accent than a Trump accent, sorry. Some people will pay $1 and some people will pay $1 million. Yeah, I don't know what else to do with this hit. It's got to go to a random draw amongst all of you guys, I guess.
Okay, so I saw that live, and I won't tell you who ended up winning, which team won, because I don't want to give away the guy's name, or at least his first name and last initial, which is all I had to work with. Well, I was busy looking for this person on Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere I could find this person, and I never could track him down until this card popped up on eBay, and it was about 2 weeks after the break, give or take. And I didn't know this, but at the time, I think he put this up for around 6 or 7K. Now, I could be wrong on the exact numbers, but I found out later from a friend of mine that my friend messaged him on eBay and offered him 2K for this. And the seller got back to my friend and said, how about 5? I believe. Maybe it was 4, but it was either 4 or 5. And either my friend didn't see the message or he didn't respond, but shortly thereafter, somebody got in touch with this guy and told him what he had. And told him, this is by no means a $5,000 card. Now, you might think it's a $1 card. It's very polarizing, but to the right person, this card is definitely more than 5K. So that deal never went through, obviously. And then shortly after that, this card ended up on auction. And it had a reserve. And the first time it went to auction, I think it ended around 19K, and it didn't meet the reserve. The next time it went on auction, it went a little cheaper, around 18, still didn't meet the reserve. That's when I started talking to this guy through Messenger, and I wasn't sure how much I wanted to offer in trade, but the fact that he was willing to take trade and not just demand cash, because there's no way I could afford, anywhere close to that amount of money for a card. I can trade to get there, but cash is a whole different story. He was willing to look at trades, and so I started making some offers. And I'll tell you that at first I was trying to be around the 20K range. And he said, look, if I wanted 20K, I could get it. I'm looking for more around 40. I I was put off by that, and I thought, well, I'm not going to give you 40 in trade for this. Forget that. And then I rethought things quickly and ended up giving around 40K at the time in trade. Here are the 6 cards that I ended up trading for it. You can see the gold Curry Select patch, game used patch. I pulled that out of a box. So if we want to kind of see how much I'm into this for, I pulled the Curry out of a box back when boxes were affordable. I think I paid $2 to $2.50 for that select box. The Mahomes I actually saw pulled in a National Treasures break and offered the guy $400 for it. This is right when Mahomes. This is right when that product came out, and Mahomes was highly touted, but he wasn't. He hadn't played any games yet, so I got that for 400. So let's call that 6. The Curry game used flawless I bought back in like 2018, and I want to say I paid a grand or less for that, maybe 1,200. I can't really remember, but it was right around there. So let's call that 1,800. The Trae Young silvers, I had a handful of those, and I was getting them at the Dallas Card Show for about $40 a pop back in 2018, and the Lucas were going for 200. So let's call that 250. What is that? That's like 2K maybe. And then the Clint Frazier, he just ended up like somehow telling me he was a Clint Frazier fan, and that's kind of just a throw in. So around 2K is what I have into this card as far as like, what it actually cost me when I acquired the trade pieces. I shipped overnight. He shipped overnight. I opened it up and pulled this out the next day and was just like in love. Now it's still sealed here. Here's the back. Like Firehand says in the video, it's a polarizing card. Some people will pay $1, some people will pay $1 million. As I make this video, just about 2 or 3 days ago, Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago, Florida was raided by the FBI. So I would argue that right now Trump's probably more polarizing and more popular to most people than he's ever been. And come what may, this card just continues, I think, to become more impressive. I've had a lot of different reactions to it. A lot of people think it's amazing. A lot of people think it's trash. Obviously, it's going to be a card that gets mixed reactions for sure. But it's something I'm going to keep in my collection until the very bitter end, when either I get an offer I can't refuse, or I just hand it down to my kid, and he can do what he wants to do with it. But yeah, it's just an interesting card. I thought you guys might enjoy seeing it. It was an interesting trade, the way it came down. It took me about 2 weeks to work through this trade of me walking away from the table, him saying, he wanted a little bit more, and finally we were able to get to a deal. But I sent, for those interested, I sent FedEx and a flat rate, I think 2-day, and it cost me about $60. I didn't put any insurance on this, and that's kind of my motto with shipping big cards: is save your money on insurance and use it to get the card to where it's going as fast as possible. That seems to be, because you don't want to tip off whoever's handling the package that, hey, this is a small package and it's light, and I just put like $40,000 worth of insurance on it. Probably not the smartest move. Keep it low key, keep it low profile, and just get it there as quickly as possible. Always use signature verification, although sometimes that doesn't get honored. Sometimes they just lay it at your doorstep and say you signed for it. That's what happened a couple days ago on my Mahomes trade. If you go back and watch the video, and that was a 25K trade, and the guy sent it specifically with signature verification, and the UPS guy just laid it at my porch. I didn't sign a thing for it, but luckily I was home. Look at how that sparkles there in the blue. I just love this card. I mean, it's really clean and it's really neat in hand. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys like the video. Comment down below. What do you think this card is worth? Do you think I won the trade? I think now all these things would probably comp out. This 6-pack of cards would probably comp out around 20, maybe. Half of what it was back in December, or I think actually we pulled the trade off in January of 2021. But who won the trade? How much do you think this is worth? And give me a good word if you don't mind. If you're enjoying my channel, subscribe, like, and we'll see you on the next one.